Welcome back, guys, gals, and NB pals, to episode 5 of Anno 1503, Anno in Chill. As you may recall, last time we finished building this university right over here to get our citizens, because we do have citizens now, a better chance at education, but we did run into a bit of a problem. And that is, if I could just, click on the warehouse. Our main problem is that we're running out of food, so that's the first order of business that we need to fix right about now. Luckily, we do have a chance to do that with wheat farms, so let's take that chance, shall we? You may recall those from the Anno 1602 playthrough, where we basically did a whole battery of these wheat farms. So, without too much further ado, let's get those growing, shall we? One, two, three, and four. Followed by a mill, for which we don't have the tools. That's lovely. So let's do the roads first. Strictly speaking, I've been told in the comments on the last episode, strictly speaking, we don't need that. Like the roads to the first step manufacturing buildings, but I do kind of want to have them just in case we ever run into problems with the supply, so that the processing buildings can still keep doing their work, even if the farms themselves, such as these sheep farms, run into any sort of problem and can't produce for a while. Right, with that out of the way, a mill. One between those two. One next to those two. Shall we speed up time a bit just to not have to wait for ages? And there we go. Do the road. Lovely. And then, of course, finally, or is it a bakery? Here we go. That should solve our food problem.
Your food supplies are running low.
Yeah, I am aware. As a matter of fact, I am aware. They are running dangerously low, though. They are completely empty at this point. Which, so far, we can compensate, because we have supplied them for a while and their satisfaction was quite high. Wait, we do need this wheat battery over here, this grain battery. Just waiting for those tools. There we go. And that should solve our problems. I think we can even upgrade this market building. No, we cannot. We do need more tools for that. Ideally, though, that market building is only going to send carts to the bakery, and only when the food supplies are full, going to start sending them to the windmills and the farms themselves. That's the plan anyway. 576, yeah, our population is going down. Is it because of... It is because of the food, yeah, because it's going down dramatically. Hope that doesn't affect our balance too much, but it does. Yeah, so basically, we do need to kind of rely on that for a bit. To rely on the fact that the bakery is going to solve this problem. I mean, it should. It's producing 3 tons already, and it's only at 43% efficiency. Look at that. Isn't that a beautiful view? All those large, extensive fields of grain, golden fields. It is quite a sight to behold, I'm going to be honest. But that does solve our first issue, which is to produce more food. Immediately, our population going back up to 573. Satisfaction is also very high. Let's improve on that situation, though. Because we also need to improve the silk cloth situation. And to do that, we need to produce not more dye, we have plenty of that, but more silk. So, on that note, is that the silk? Yeah, that's the silk situation. Silk plantation. We don't have tools here. We need to solve that real quick. It's tools. Doesn't matter if it's a lot of money. I don't have a spare ship, do I? I only have the Voyager and the Reliance, yeah. Tell you what, Reliance, I don't have many tools to spare anyway, but the ones I do, take them. And then sail over back to... What was the town called? Wankville. Oh, that's not a good name. Still. How many tools do I need for that? Oh, I've got 4 on the ship, 1 in the warehouse already. Should be alright. And there goes my favorite track from the Anno series. The 1602 main theme. Mind you, the water here is a bit flickery. I'm not a big fan of that. Okay, now you can just resume your trade route. There we go. Just to be sure, I do appreciate the idea to give buildings specific entrance points. But they do seem rather arbitrary and random at sometimes. I mean, here, okay, you can kind of see that the door is covered with one. Actually, it's not. That's the window. That would be the door and that doesn't have a green arrow. So that's kind of my problem. These do seem too arbitrary and too random to be really sensible in a way. Not opposed to the general idea, but the execution is, as many things with Anno 1503 sadly, sometimes a little strange. So there we go, food is looking better now. So is leather, so is salt, so is alcohol, and tobacco, and spices, and cloth, and silk cloth is about to. Because yeah, the silk was always the problem. The dye we had plenty of, but that means the dye works here can't operate at full productivity, which is an issue. I'm hoping with double the silk production comes double the productivity for our dye works. See, now you're bringing 10 tons instead of 5. Lovely. Alright, so with those two out of the way, more food and more silk on the way. Aren't they beautiful? I know I'm repeating myself here, but I think they are. With that out of the way, we can sort of start to tackle the next item on our to-do list, which is to satisfy the need for lamp oil. And to do that, what do we actually have to do? Lamp oil, whale oil manufacturing. Whale oil factory. We can probably build that. Yes, we can. It's got a bit of an industrial area over here. What do you need to process? You need whale blubber. And I'm kind of assuming we don't get that on a temperate island now, do we? I don't see any random whales. Is it that we need to actually go to a northern island, a colder island, to actually get access to that? I don't even see the building here. How do I get whale blubber? Let me see. Whaler. Okay, there we go. We do get a whaler, but do we? Those do rather look like whales. So do they. Yeah, we need to get one of those ice islands because we don't have whales. Alright then, you know what that means. Small trading vessel, please. Oh Jesus. Minus 590, that means we need to rework our city again. We can afford that now with 8 tons of food to spare. Let's build more houses, shall we?
Your shipyard has built a ship.
Oh, I do think I need another warehouse here. And suddenly I can build this road. Okay, it was that issue. So, let's load that ship, shall we? Ideally with more tools than that. We'll have to make do for now. What do I actually need for a whaler? 5 tools, 5 wood, 5 bricks, no marble. Do we have tools over here? We do? Okay, lovely. So, do sail over here, please. Even that won't do. That's still too temperate. That would. That would do. We see ice, we see whales. Looks good. And it's quite spacious as well. Those are the spice plantation. Oh, I see. We're using that one ship for 2 producing islands. That's... We could probably change that in the coming episode. Right, I need you to pick up more tools and then sail over here.
Ahoy!
We could even help with the food production, because we could build a hunter's lodge over here. Maybe even furs. I suppose that couldn't hurt, but of course, main priority is and will be the whaler. How are you guys feeling? Are you happy right now? Yeah, you do seem to be happy. How's food look? Oh, food is going up dramatically. Jesus Christ. No, that was fast. You're already a citizen, which means we should probably go on with extending the town over here.
Me? Selling adulterated spices? Are you trying to insult me?
Nice idea, but the decorations here are not what I was hoping for. 690 citizens out of 750 total inhabitants, so nearly all of them are citizens at this point, which is quite nice. We do, however, need... What was that, 1100? 800? Yeah, 1100 for the decorative flag. We should get a brigade, now that I mention it. We did research it, so we need to make use of it as well. That seems like a good spot, covers most of it. Right, now tell me, what's on here?
This island has rich ore deposits.
Lovely.
A salt deposit has been discovered.
Do I actually need a scout to determine the Fertilities? Didn't send a scout over here. Or does it not have any? It seems to not have any fertilities. That's unfortunate. Oh, right. I need to unload this stuff first. Transfer all of that over here. Whaler. I do kind of want to do like a colony style settlement over here, so with a forester right over here. Yeah, that'll do. And a couple of houses for the people who actually live there. They do need food, so they get a fisher's hut as well. Actually looks like quite a lovely place to live. Quite far up north, but the climate I don't think is your main concern when you're living up here. It's more, I think the remoteness is kind of the point if you do live up here. So, do you... You need rope. Alright then. That's an interesting part of the mechanic that I didn't yet know about. Which means... we need to get you out of a trade route. So,
are very content with your government.
And they're quite right too. So, up here in Pelzen, kind of sounds like Pilsen, the Czech beer city. Up here you pick up... Where is it? Whale blubber. And you unload rope. Meanwhile, down here, in Plantau, you load rope and unload whale blubber. Does that sound good? I think it does. Honestly, I wasn't expecting that. You actually need to build a whaler ship first. But that's the way it is. And you're quite expensive as well. 600. Anyway, you do have enough wood, but you don't have enough ropes. That's an issue for a later time. What's the third ship called, by the way? Never asked. Is that ours? No, that's not even ours. Where is ours? Oh, you're over here. Mistral. Like the wind. And hopefully it's just as fast. So, while we wait for that ship, we do need another thing, which is lamp oil stands. Could be quite tough to fit in here, though. But they will fit here. Oh, so we might have to... Yeah, we only made 4 spaces here, so we're gonna have to squeeze it in over here a bit off. But I think it's gonna work. If we had the tools for it, that is.
Esau would have given more than his birthright for this bit of cottage.
Could everybody just descend, please, so I can actually build the lamp oil stand? That would be lovely. Are we not producing any? And if so, why not? We are not producing any. That's weird. Has that run out? It might have, yeah. Which is very bad news. Hang on, we need to buy tools then. And how did I not notice this? Yeah, that might be a bit of a problem. Thank God we have more iron mines over here and plenty still over here, but I actually didn't plan on replacing those every other episode or so. What do we need for a iron ore mine? 5 tons of tools, which we don't have, of course. So we're gonna have to wait for the trader to bring them over. At least silk cloth is now working just fine. Or it would, but it's still empty. So, you've got 50 tons of ropes, are you? No, you're the Voyager, of course. So I might have reached a bit of an impasse. Please tell me you're the automatic trader. You look like the automatic trader. Please tell me tools. Sell me tools, that is. Doesn't matter how much it costs, honestly. I just need tools. Oh, and most importantly, no ascending right now. 35 tons, thank God. So another ore mine, please. We can probably get rid of that then. So yeah, you're already working fabulously. And all that works once again. Good. I was worried there for a second. But things have gone right back to good and to normal. Which also means our balance slowly but surely keeps ticking back over into the good area. Did I build? No, I did not build that stand. But now I did. It is quite hard to actually hit the thing. Yeah, there we go. Of course, it's not selling anything yet because we don't have the stuff. But once we do... There you go. Oh, wait. Hang on. Where did I suddenly get that? Did I... I do wonder what happened here. Hang on. Oh, I was missing the stands. I'm a bit of a dum-dum. Food and salt stand, thank you. And there we are. Ship is built. Whale blubber is being collected. And there you can finally buy food. Which we have plenty of, I assume. We don't. Please don't tell me that doesn't work because we're in the wrong climate zone. But I do think that might just be the case. Well, solution? Hunting lodge.
The inhabitants appreciate you.
I thank you. Does that work? Or do I need to just abandon the project of actually settling people up here? Would be more of a side hustle anyway, but it would be nice to get it done. But the hunter is out. So he should be... Yeah, there we go. He's working. Lovely. Now we get 9 tons of whale blubber. Lovely. The market cart can even only take 5, so we're going somewhere at least. Alright then. With that out of the way, Mistral... Yeah, we are... I don't think we need the 50 tons of rope every time now, so... Stop that. Just focus on the whale blubber. Oh. Reliance. Do we have too many spices? I mean, too much dye. We seem to, yeah. Either way, that shouldn't be much of a problem. 868, all going fine. So silk cloth is being fulfilled. Lamp oil should be shortly. Now, the last thing that we do need then is a public bath. And where best to put that? Something tells me we're going to need 2 of those. We might have to get rid of that forester's hut. Wood in either case is not an issue for us anymore, so let's replace that. And go for the public baths right over here. There we go. We're gonna, once we do extend the city over here and up here, we will need a second one of those. Speaking of which, now that we actually are back to producing our own tools, we don't need to buy those again. That should help our purchase costs, well, because without those, we're almost back in the green. Almost. So you guys happy? Would you actually please just go to the bath? That would be lovely. Yeah, they are going. So things are looking good now. Where's our whaler ship? Yeah, the whale blubber is coming out of our ears. 15 tons over here. Even that's not our ship. Where is it? Oh, oh, come on, please, just go. So many things that you need to pay attention to here. It's crazy, and you don't even get a notification that that's happening. Kind of my own fault, I do admit that, but it would have been nice to just be given some sort of heads up. So I think it would be very much called for to build another set of stands up here. Once we do extend the settlement. Lovely stuff. Got new ornaments. Okay, that's rather more advanced than what I had in mind. More for way future episodes. But we can do maybe... I was thinking something along those lines. A single decorative bush or something. Large shipyard. Okay, stuff is being unlocked right now. So let's see, what do they need? They've got their bathing needs met now. They've got their silk cloth needs met, and lamp oil will be in a second. So let's speed up time for a bit and enjoy the show once that actually happens. Okay, you guys get your...
The size of 1,000 inhabitants.
Okay, I didn't see that happening so soon. But here we are, 1,000. Tobacco. Looks like it's running a bit low. Because it is. Okay, good to know. That means we need to give ourselves another monument.
Your rule has been wise and prosperous. Your people are happy and want to thank you. You may construct a monument to yourself.
I do believe these will be coming rather frequently now. Once you've had a certain threshold of happiness for a long time, these will keep coming. So, monument. Let's put it right up here in the new area. Let's just scatter those around the city. We have merchants. Lovely. Which also, of course, comes with issues. New demands, for instance, which I have not... We need 1,500 of the buggers. Okay, for a theatre. And a grand bridge. So theatre is one thing. Wine will be another, by the looks of things. Jewelry will be one. Got a large shipyard. I suppose one or two of those will be gold related. Oh, there we go. Gold mine, gem mine. Okay, we got a lot of stuff to decorate with. But first, I think we need to actually make sure these guys are okay and happy here. We've pretty much done everything we wanted for today anyway. And I didn't expect them to advance right now because we were still short on lamp oil. So we don't have it yet, but apparently that was still very much an optional goal. And there is Mistral with 30 tons of whale blubber. So our little whale oil factory here is going to be quite happy with that. Yeah, so like I said, I wasn't expecting them to ascend, but turns out whale oil, lamp oil, is pretty much optional. So good for us, I guess, but we do, in the next episode, have to take care of the tobacco situation. Otherwise, that's going to turn out pretty badly. Leather is very much fine. Salt is fine. Alcohol is fine. Tobacco is not fine. That will need to be fixed. Spices could be better. Let's fix spices. Let's extend cloth because our population's grown rather rapidly. That might not be stable for longer. need to stabilize lamp oil and then start producing clothing, jewelry, fur, and wine, by the looks of things. But for now, for this very episode here, I think we can be very happy with what we've achieved. We've advanced the population to merchants, fulfilled many of their demands, not all, but many, and are ready to tackle the next stage of evolution, and ready to hit 1500, I believe. 1900 is there. There's 1500. Yeah, 1500 for a theater, which I do believe will become their next big demand and need. Also, we need a second public bath, I do believe. Right then, with that being said, I do thank you very much for watching this episode number 5, Anno 1503. We've achieved quite a lot. We've solved a hunger crisis with these lovely grain fields swaying in the breeze with their golden ears. That was rather more poetic than it actually looks, but it's still beautiful. We've solved the silk crisis, which doesn't, however, fully translate into an abundance of silk cloth. We might have to do something about that. And we set up a production chain for lamp oil, even though that took way longer than expected. And our little colony up here is still happy with what we've achieved. So I think, on that note, we might be on our way to establishing a lovely little colony up here in the frigid town of Pelzen. And of course, sanitation was also big on the agenda today with the public bath. We gave them one. We will need to give them another, though, up here. But that's, again, for the next episode, where we will be back with more research and more advancements into this town of Plantau, which grows and thrives and has now hit 1,061 inhabitants. And it's only going to go up from here in the next episode. Until then, thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe this video, share it with your Anno enthusiast friends, and of course, see you next time. Bye bye.